Well, you know what? I mean, your mother. Wow. What happened just now? I am shocked. 4 o'clock in the morning.
If you are at home, turn off the lights, clock, water. Do not go near the windows. Go deep into the room.
Quiet, another one, quiet. Listen. Gray. Gray, it's serious.
Urgent. A blow to the heart of Russia. UAF drones burn the enemy's fat reserves. The Russians are in panic. The authorities are staying silent and closing airports. The war has moved deep into Ukraine. Real energy apocalypses in the Russian Federation. A critically important Russian oil refinery has been leveled to the ground. Blows of revenge from our side. Hellish fighting in Crimea. The Russians are out of fuel and the Russian fleet is slowly sinking. All this and more coming up. Watch until the end. Hello, this is Ukraine Today, Ronata Aslanova, and the latest events. A night of terror in Russia. Saratov and Engels were shaken by massive explosions. Air defense systems thundered over the cities, and the sky was lit up by blinding flashes. The territory of the Saratov oil refinery is on fire.
Holy sh... Wow, what is that? Is it about to... I'm in shock. Fuck. Look! It's burning! Look! It's burning! It's burning! Seriously! It's burning! Like the camera! It's burning! Wow, I mean, that's just absolutely insane. Fuck! Physicist, right next to us, that's where the ocean is.
The locals are in a panic. According to eyewitnesses, up to 7 explosions went off after midnight.
You heard that right? Timka. So, was it tasty? I mean, did you really enjoy it? Well, that's it. I just wanted to make sure you liked it, you know. Take that, fuck! Take that, fuck. Look how it caught fire! Take that, fuck! Look what it did! It didn't fall. No, they hit it directly. I mean, that's it. It finally got what was coming. Quiet, another one, quiet. Please, keep it quiet, everyone. One jumped out.
Unknown objects were circling in the sky and tongues of flame were rising over the southwest of Saratov. Sirens wailed in the city and people were urged over loudspeakers to stay away from windows and urgently seek shelter.
Threat of drone attack. Listen to the message until the end, then follow the instructions. If you are indoors, make sure to turn off the lights and the water, stay away from the windows, and move to the interior part of the room or to areas that are located between solid, load-bearing walls that do not have any windows.
There is no official information. The authorities remain silent about the scale of the destruction and the number of casualties. Earlier, the regional head warned about possible drone strikes, and Rosaviatsia hastily closed the airport. Russia is in shock. The war has reached deep into the country. Later, reports came in about a renewed attack on the city with powerful explosions rocking the area. There was also unrest in occupied Crimea. In an incredible operation by our forces, the Guard oil depot came under attack from Ukrainian drones. The drones hit the pumping station on the facility's grounds with precision. This is already the 3rd strike on this depot in less than a month. Our sources report that a critically important element of the Occupiers' fuel and logistics system in Crimea has been hit. The Guard oil depot supplied military facilities and transport for the Russian army. Now the occupiers are left without fuel and support.
Special operations forces continue asymmetric actions aimed at totally exhausting the enemy in order to maintain offensive operations.
Meanwhile, Russia is suffering more and more setbacks. The day before, Ukrainian naval drones broke into the APS port in Krasnodar Krai. The Russians are shouting and the local authorities are at a loss. At this moment, the floater is slowly but surely sinking to the bottom.
Locals report successful results. It is likely that one of the ships was hit.
Meanwhile, in the Rostov region, there was a strike on a railway traction substation and a command post.
Likovskaya was attacked for the first time on July 19th and again on August 2nd. Damage to the station led to delays of 50 civilian trains. We're finishing the job.
Ukraine strikes without mercy. Every Russian attack on our energy sector comes back twice as powerful. Now it's the Russians who are left without light and heat, and ahead of them lies only cold and chaos. The Ukrainian Armed Forces are disabling the enemy's critical infrastructure, networks are collapsing, and cities are sinking into darkness. And this is just the beginning. The retaliatory strikes will intensify with each passing day. All the details are coming up next.
On the night of November 9th, the Ukrainian Armed Forces struck the thermal power plant in Voronezh. After the strike, electricity disappeared in a number of buildings and then came back. The Voronezh thermal power plant is one of the largest suppliers of thermal energy in the region and provides it to 4 districts.
Right in the very heart of the city. It really looks like it actually hit the power lines directly, and it definitely seems like there was a short circuit as a result. No, well, I personally heard 3, but now they're saying there were actually 4.
In Belgorod, the Luch thermal power plant was attacked, leaving tens of thousands of residents without electricity. The regional governor, Vyacheslav Latkov, stated that the damage is very serious.
As a result of last night's rocket attack, there is significant and extensive damage to the power supply and heating systems of the city of Belgorod. Our energy workers, as always, are heroically trying to cope with the tasks at hand. Right now, they are currently working on rebuilding and restoring the losses and damages caused by the enemy.
A day before that, Ukrainian drones struck energy facilities in Saratov, Engels, and the Volgograd region. Power outages were also recorded there. With massive drone and missile attacks, Russia is trying to plunge Ukraine into a blackout. In turn, the Ukrainian army is delivering symmetrical strikes on Russia's energy sector. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that the authorities are prepared not only to defend the infrastructure, but also to carry out retaliatory strikes. What
will happen with electricity? Today it's hard for me to say. We will be ready for all challenges in response. We work on this every day. We will defend, we will fight. Russians must know that step by step we will increase the production of everything necessary so that they too feel what we are feeling. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
In 2025, Russia is experiencing a trend of increasing electricity shortages. As of October this year, the shortage of capacity in the power grid reaches tens of gigawatts. This was reported by the Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine.
Due to the demand from industrial, residential and municipal consumers exceeding the total generation of all power plants, as of October this year, the shortage of capacity in the power grid has already reached 25 gigawatts. Despite the Russian government's attempts to implement at least some measures to stabilize its energy system, such as monetary compensation or discounts on electricity bills for voluntarily reducing consumption during peak hours, as well as disconnecting consumers who do not require guaranteed electricity supply, the growing electricity deficit indicates a systemic crisis in Russia's energy sector. The Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine.
In addition to wear and overload, systematic strikes by the Ukrainian armed forces are also affecting the Russian energy system. If Ukrainian strikes even partially damage Russia's thermal power sector, it will cause significant problems for Russia's energy system. The Ukrainian Armed Forces have already brought a blackout in southern Russia 60% closer.
The strikes by the Ukrainian Armed Forces are gradually knocking out high-voltage substations that allow electricity to be transferred from one region to another. If thermal power plants are also destroyed, their situation will become much more difficult than ours. Alexander Karchenko, director of the Energy Research Center.
Not only Russian regions, but also Moscow are suffering from Ukrainian drone attacks and the lack of electricity.
And this has a very serious and anti-propaganda effect directly for the Kremlin, which, let me remind you, claimed that one of the reasons for launching the so-called special military operation was to guarantee the security of the Russian Federation itself, as Putin and his entourage explained. We see that the war is coming directly to Moscow, and Muscovites themselves are witnessing this. And not only Muscovites, we see that the geography of Ukraine's drone attacks is indeed expanding.
Ukrainians have long since gotten used to and adapted to power and heating outages. But for Russians, this is an unexpected surprise. So now it's time to stock up on matches, candles, and firewood.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism, and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
Ukrainian weapons are striking the enemy not only in the rear but also on the front lines. Ukraine has shown its response to the Chinese Mavics. Our engineers have created their own equivalent, and this is just the beginning. New innovations are appearing at lightning speed. Which developments are already changing the course of the war? Find out in our report.
Reconnaissance, fire adjustments, striking targets by dropping munitions. Is the Chinese Mavic drone perhaps the main weapon of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the war against the Occupiers? And now, Ukrainian industry has begun supplying domestically produced UAVs of the Mavic type to the front lines.
Mr. X personally invested and created a Ukrainian Mavic, and we will see it soon. We've already delivered the first 1,000 of them to the battlefield.
Compared to the Chinese Mavic, the Ukrainian counterpart has a greater flight range and can carry a heavier payload. It is used both for reconnaissance and strike missions. The importance of Ukrainian drones appearing in this niche is hard to overestimate because there are huge problems with supplying Mavics to Ukraine.
DJI has banned sales to Ukraine, piously claiming that its products are not intended for military purposes, so drones have to be purchased from third parties. The security issues are obvious. The Pentagon has banned any use of DJI drones, which send data back to the manufacturers. DJI has also added security features that make it impossible to fly the latest models in geo-blocked zones, including Ukraine, without extensive hacking. Ultimately, sovereign drone production is a key strategic capability for the future.
The Chinese drone Mavic's counterpart is called the Shmavik, and despite its ironic name, it has already been certified and comes with some serious features.
The Shmavik is positioned as a tactical reconnaissance drone designed to carry out operational tasks on the front lines, unlike the civilian Mavic, which is mainly used for aerial photography and videography. The Shmavik is built for combat conditions. It has an operational range of up to 15 kilometers, a flight duration of up to 60 minutes, and is equipped with a reliable navigation system that is resistant to interference.
As early as last year, the government announced its interest in replacing Chinese drones. At present, manufacturers have already completed certification of Ukrainian Mavics and have set up production.
As of today, it is simply impossible to fully and completely replace the entire fleet of Mavics that are currently operating and being used in Ukraine, at least in the short term. Our weapons manufacturers are already working on designs that meet the needs of our security and defense forces. Now it is necessary to scale up this production and minimize the number of foreign analogs as much as possible, transitioning to domestic models.
There are already numerous Ukrainian analogs of the Mavic, including Ukropota, Yaitya, and Charevny Mavic. They are larger than Mavic drones, equipped with long-range jammers, and are more expensive. However, they may prove to be more economical due to their greater reliability.
For us, the key indicator is not the price per drone, but the cost of a single mission. While a typical Mavic performs about 60 missions per drone, our systems on average complete around 300 missions per unit. With a comparable purchase price, the cost of a single mission is 5 times lower. And this means that the military units operating our drones receive a much greater overall economic benefit. Drone manufacturer.
Independent UAV production is the most important element in modern warfare, and Ukraine knows this better than anyone, since short-range UAVs and long-range strike drones have become the most important elements of national defense.
Then what do you think about the latest events? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like the video to stay updated on the main news. More to come.